Good morning, everybody, and welcome to day two of our Future Anything semi-finals. Holy, did we have a cracking day on Monday? We had over 600 people tune in to our first four semi-finals, and we are thrilled to have you here with us today as we kick off the second four of our semi-finals. Now, to kick off, I want to show you a map that'll be familiar to hopefully everyone. And whilst you're looking at it, I'd love for you to reflect on how old you were when you first saw this map. For me, it was the first year of school, quite early on, and I remember having to match the capital cities to the states. It was kind of my first introduction to traditional schooling, and having to sort of make a benchmark or a test. I remember feeling really anxious, and I didn't want to get anything wrong. I want to show you a second map, and I'd love for you to reflect on how old you were when you saw this map. For me, it wasn't that long ago. I was perhaps in my late 20s and early 30s. And I remember really it striking me as interesting that despite the fact that this map is 60,000 years older than the first map, we see it so much later. And so as we kind of move through our finals today and we talk about innovation and new and entrepreneurship, I'd love for us to take a moment right now and pause and acknowledge that true innovation comes from deeply understanding our past. And so on that note, I'd love to pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. I'm coming to you from Yagara and Turrbal land here in Meanjin in Brisbane. And I'd love for you to pay respects to the traditional owners of where you are and acknowledge that our First Nations people were our first innovators, our first entrepreneurs and our first educators. Now, we have a jam-packed program for you today, and we would love for you to share your journey today, wherever you are. So we have a few ways that you can do that. Jump on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, jump into our live stream. But please, right now, if you haven't done so already, we'd love for you to take a cool selfie snap of wherever you are in the world watching our semi-final and then post it on social so that we can see your faces watching our incredible young people. Now, we are coming to you virtually, and as we know with any sort of technology, we have a bit of a rule of three going into all of our events, which is that there might be a few things that go wrong. Fingers crossed we'll be okay, but in the event that it looks a little bit metaphorically like this, stay tuned and we'll communicate any changes that happen to our stream today. Now, we're about to hear from 5 incredible teams that have engaged in our Future Anything Activate program. And across the course of the term, they've been tackling this mission here. So we're about to see the product of their journey, where they're pitching their innovative ideas that make the world a better place. And they've done this through following our Entrepreneur's Odyssey, which is a design thinking methodology that takes young people from looking at who they are and what matters to them through to pitching their own innovative ideas that bend the future. Now, over the last few years, we've had some incredible grand finalists, including Tanika in 2018 with her Enterprise Shielded Socks, or from the same school, Springfield Central State High School in 2019, Culture Hood. And finally, last year's grand final winners from St Andrews Anglican College. And rather than tell you about what it looks like to win one of our grand finals, I thought I might show you.
Has come up with something that is so important for us now in Australia, in the world, and we believe has got a great chance with the right partnerships and the right work and a lot of hard work to be successful, and that is Aqua Shield. And they jumped as which is well done, guys, fantastic.
I mean, the real question is, are we about to watch our next grand final winner pitch in this semi-final? Who knows? So I guess let's run through what today is going to look like. We're going to have an hour. It's going to be fast and furious and a lot of fun. You're going to hear from me at the beginning, and then I'll introduce our 3 incredible judges. We're then going to move through 5 pitches before we have our verdict and our voting at the end. Now, what's the structure of the pitches? Our teams only have 3 minutes to pitch their innovative idea. In fact, 30 seconds before the end of their pitch, they will hear this noise. And then at 3 minutes, they'll hear this noise. So they've been practicing their pitch down to, seconds in order to get it within that 3 minutes. At the end of each pitch, our judges will come on screen and they have about 3 minutes to ask questions of our teams to clarify anything that they need to know in order to make a decision. At the end, our judges will deliberate and they will pick a winner of our semi-final. And that winner from today's semi-final will move through to our national grand final at the end of November to pitch for the chance for thousands of dollars in prizes and funding to launch their idea out of the classroom and into the real world. Now, everybody watching, you guys have some responsibility today as well. Whilst our judges go to deliberate at the end of the session, we'll open up the people's vote and we'll release a link, not yet, but at the end. And you'll be able to jump on and vote for your favorite team from today. Now, the winner of the people's vote from every semi-final goes into a second chance draw, and one of those teams will get a golden ticket, a wildcard entry into our grand final as well. So your favorite team could get a second chance into the grand final, even if they don't win today. So if there's anybody you need to be texting to get them watching today's semi-final, make sure that you're doing it now so that they're tuned in and they can vote for their favorite team. Now, I would love to introduce you to our 3 judges for today. So I'll invite them back on screen. We are so blessed to have this incredible group of people jump on board to support our young people and I guess lend their expertise and also do the much harder job of picking a winner, of which I am so grateful I don't have to do. So I'd love to introduce each of our judges, and I'm going to give them about 60 seconds or so, which is not nearly long enough for them to explain what they do. However, I'm putting them under pressure. Tell us a little bit about who you are, and I'd love to hear also maybe one thing that you're looking for out of the students pitching today, maybe the secret sauce or the cool little ingredient that you'll really be looking for in their pitches. And Gabby, I might start with you if that's cool. Tell us a little bit about you, and also what are you looking for today out of our young people?
Sure, thanks for inviting me. I am I guess a typical millennial with a portfolio career. I work as a governance professional and also as an entrepreneur in experience design. And I am so looking forward to hearing today's pitches from young, inspiring entrepreneurs. And in particular, hearing about that personal connection, because entrepreneurship can be tough sometimes. And it's that passion and that personal connection that can kind of push them through to success.
Awesome, thank you. And we have a cool origin story meeting in South America for a young entrepreneurs convention a number of years ago. So it's so awesome to invite you back to be part of this part of our program now after meeting pre-COVID when getting on planes and traveling overseas was a thing that you could do. Laura, I'll jump into you. You're joining us from an overseas space that we can't travel to at the moment. Tell us a little bit about you. And you're no stranger to our Future Anything finals, having sat on our grand final judging panel last year. So tell us a little bit about you and what are you looking for today?
So again, my name is Laura McBain. I am the co-director of the K-12 Lab and the co-managing director of the D School, the Stanford Design School. And so I am just first and foremost, I am so excited to meet the wonderful young people across these 5 teams. My work is I am a designer. I run a lab focused on helping educators utilize and leverage design thinking within their communities. And so I train, I lead classes, I create artifacts, but I am a designer and I really try to build experiments that really think about how we transform K-12 education into a more equitable, inclusive space for every young person. And so today, one of the things that I'm thinking a lot about, and I love where Nick started, which is who came before us, who are our ancestors. And one of the questions that I'm really wrestling with as a designer, which I'm excited to hear from the young people, is how they imagine their work living on beyond them. How is their work serving to have a long-term impact on their community? How is the design work that they are thinking about serving as a descendants for the future? And so I'm excited for them to hear about what they think the long-term impact of the design work that they're creating might have on the communities that they're trying to serve. So really excited to engage, and thank you so much for having me again. It's such an honor. Thank you all, and nice meeting you all, the judges.
Thanks, Laura. So stoked to have you involved and love the work that you do in kind of catalyzing learning opportunities for educators and students, really looking at how we create transformative learning for young people that extends beyond the classroom. So it's such a special space to play. Mason, last and certainly not least.
Last but not least.
No, that's right. Tell us a little bit about you. I mean, you got the late call up, but we're genuinely thrilled to have you here today. Tell us a little bit about your work, because you're involved in a couple of really interesting projects at the moment. And what are you looking for out of maybe our wild hearts, I think, today that are going to be pitching?
Yeah, well, first of all, I had like the mind blown emoji when I saw that reaction to winning last year's prize, and I can't wait to see even a fraction of that energy today. And I'm just super curious to learn from everyone who's pitching. I'm an investor at Blackbird Ventures. We invest in wild hearts with wild ideas right from the beginning. We've had the great privilege of investing in companies like Canva and Safety Culture and Culture Amp. A wild heart, and this is what you should be focusing on, and I'd love to hear from you, is someone who is a relentless, customer-obsessed, fast-moving founder who has effectively earned a secret on a problem because they're addicted to solving that problem, and they have a unique insight on how they can solve it. And the more ambitious you are, the more successful you're likely to be. And so on that note, I'm just really pumped up to hear from you all.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Mason. Really appreciate that. Well, look, it's now time to get into business. We have 5 probably a little bit nervous and excited teams that are waiting in the wing to jump on board. So without delaying this any further, let's invite our first team to our virtual stage from St. Andrew's Anglican College, Bubble Brew. Guys, how are we feeling?
Good.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Good? Nervous, excited, both?
Oh, yeah.
Cool. I mean, I just need to comment that you're looking slick in black, like coming from my personal brand being all black, like I'm definitely on board with the team outfits for today. So well done. Legends, we are ready when you are. So good luck.
My name is Christian. This is Amy, Xavier, and we are Bubble Brew.
Next slide.
Next slide.
Pollution is one of the biggest issues facing our modern society, and because landfills are at an all-time high, I'm sure you can agree that we need to change our levels of waste. Here at Bubble Brew, we encourage you to start with something small, waste from instant coffee.
Think of how many coffees you would have in a day. Those tiny pieces of plastic from instant coffee sachets, coffee capsules, and coffee bags contribute to the tons of waste being thrown into Australia's oceans every day. Because plastic takes up to 500 years to degrade in landfill, I'm sure you can agree that we need a change.
Our solution, Bubble Brew, is a biodegradable coffee bubble. It is similar to an edible water bottle, but if you don't know what that is, it is a gelatinous bubble around the size of a golf ball, formed by a reaction between chlorides and a product of seaweed that is biodegradable and contains a shot of concentrated liquid coffee. The coffee bubbles are unlikely to pop until placed in hot water, but are bought in wax paper bags of 30 to keep them clean. Thus, we have eliminated the need for individual packaging, but keep the simplicity of pre-portioned coffee. Next slide.
This solves our problem of pollution, as the casing of the coffee shot is biodegradable and home compost safe, and the wax paper packaging takes 2 to 6 weeks to biodegrade. The casing of the coffee bubble is made from sodium alginate and calcium lactate, which is 100% safe for consumption and would not damage a compost garden. Also, the coffee beans used to create the shot of coffee would be sourced ethically from communities in third world countries, providing employment for people there.
Wax paper packaging and the ingredients, wax paper packaging and the ingredients of the coffee bubble come relatively cheap, which with each one costing approximately 75 cents to make each, not including labor expenses. By selling our product, we can make money for the business.
There is something on the market called coffee caviar, which looks similar except much smaller, but this is a dessert decoration and is not a substitute for instant coffees. There's other compostable coffee capsules, but these require high heat composting that cannot be done at home, which means they'll still end up in landfill. Some companies make instant coffee sachets do have eco-friendly packaging. However, with only 1 drink per package, they still produce more waste and use more materials than coffee bubbles. Our solution does not have any of these issues and is completely original. Next slide.
Not many people know about our business idea yet, but that will change. We would start with local markets handing out samples and selling cups of coffee. Next, we would partner with local coffee shops who would help promote our product, help market it and sell it, in addition with wholesaling our product from an online business. From there, we would consider partnering with small supermarket chains such as IGA to help sell our product. We want to give back to the community and support local businesses. Well,
you nailed it. Well done, guys. Every time I hear like the 30 seconds to go bell, there's this like rising anxiety that comes inside of me, like to know that you've got 30 seconds left, but you got through all of the content. So incredible work. I'll invite our judges back to the stage and they will have a few minutes to ask you guys questions. And so Laura, I might start with you. Do you have a question for Bubble Brew?
Well, first and foremost, you had me at coffee, Bubble Brew. As an espresso drinker, I'm like, oh, I know those pods and I know where they go. Kind of as a coffee drinker, how does it taste?
It all depends what kind of coffee you put in it. The actual ingredients used to make the bubble don't change the flavor at all. So it just depends on how good the ingredients you put in it. And we would be using like roasted coffee beans.
That is super helpful. That is great. As a coffee drinker, that's always the case. It's like, what does it taste like? And I'm curious, how have you tested that with coffee users? Like, who is your primary audience? When you think about the bubble brews.
We've given samples to our families to give it a try, and the response has been pretty good.
Yeah.
Nailing it. Gabby, question from you.
Yeah, fantastic, guys. This is amazing. Always so impressed. I did wonder, you kind of spoke about the supply chain and selling it through supermarkets. Do you have an idea, have you thought about how long this product might last on the shelves?
Well, it would have probably a similar shelf life to instant coffee.
We haven't looked into that properly yet.
But,
Thank you.
Oh, tough questions from the judges. Mason, over to you.
Awesome work, guys. It's so cool to see a prototype as well. I wanted to sort of unpack your thinking on why only Australia, why not the world? Can you share how you think about distributing and sort of giving this product in the hands of customers?
Well, after we gain enough money in Australia, we would eventually move it out to the rest of the world.
Just starting with Australia though, because Australia does have quite like a high rate of plastic going into our oceans, and that's quite a big issue that we're all quite passionate about.
Absolutely. Awesome. Thank you.
Epic work, guys. So really, I think it sounds like from the judges, they're like, go bigger. So really already, let's look at global distribution. Let's look at going larger. Congratulations, team. That was an excellent first pitch. Round of applause for you. Excellent work. Oh, you can breathe now for a little bit, and we're going to invite our second team onto the stage for today. And so this team is coming to us from Mercy College in Mackay, and we're thrilled to have them on board today. And it's EarthSense. Team, how are we feeling?
Nervous.
Awesome.
Excellent. We are so excited to hear your pitch. I mean, you've got fairy lights in the background, you've got your product in the foreground. The scene is set for what we know is going to be a fantastic pitch. We're ready when you are.
Close your eyes and imagine your favorite place outdoors. Maybe it's a peaceful waterfall or a serene rainforest filled with wildlife. Now, imagine that place in 50 years. The waterfall is polluted, the rainforest has been cut down, and the wildlife is extinct. Next.
Good morning, judges. We are EarthSense, and our goal is to make a positive impact on climate change by selling safe, eco-friendly beeswax candles all around the globe. Next. Our Earth is changing drastically. Over 64 million tons of plastic is dumped into the ocean annually. 2.47 million trees are cut down every day, and more than 30,000 animal species are at risk of extinction right now. Next.
Each of us have had our own experiences with climate change, whether it be rubbish on our beaches, our farms, or experiencing the impact of native wildlife firsthand. My family and I were wildlife carers with AWRS for over 5 years and have helped save many injured and orphaned animals who have lost their homes. We at EarthSense have all seen the world changing negatively and are passionate about fixing these pressing issues. Our vision is to reverse this change and help the Earth recover from the damage we have caused. Next.
But you may be thinking, why candles? Scented candles are typically made from paraffin wax, which can cause health problems and is bad for the environment. According to a study from the University of South Carolina, paraffin wax releases chemicals associated with respiratory conditions, allergy-like reactions, and eye and skin irritation. Next. Furthermore, paraffin wax is a petroleum substance. The extraction of petroleum releases greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, and artificial scents used can cause irritation. Our sustainably produced beeswax and renewable essential oils have none of these drawbacks, making them better than other candles. Next.
We have produced over 15 prototypes already and gained feedback on how to improve. We have slowly been improving our product. Our candles are almost ready to be introduced to the market. We already have interest from buyers, although we still have obstacles to overcome, such as gaining more interest and awareness for our product. We plan to conquer this with advertisements on YouTube and Facebook. Next. Our candles are safe and healthy, featuring a unique wooden wick from sustainable sources. They are scented with natural essential oils, and our jars are made of recycled glass bottles from local businesses. Next.
The label will feature a scannable QR code that takes a buyer to our website where they can choose to which environmental not-for-profit charity their money goes towards. Our product is innovative and unique to our competitors' candles in all these ways. Next.
Today we are asking for $700 in startup capital. The estimated production cost of each candle is $5 or less, depending on the scent, and they will be sold for $15 each, a competitive price compared to similar candles. The candle industry is worth approximately $4.6 billion, and so is a massive market. Over 73% of people at our school use scented candles, and we believe our innovative ideas can gain a percentage of this market share. We are planning to first sell our product at markets and stores, as well as on Facebook, before moving on to our own website. 50% of this profit will go to the charity you can choose. This is an
well done, guys. Round of applause. It is a tough ask to pitch your idea in 3 minutes. So excellent work. I'll invite the judges back to ask you a few questions. Nothing like the pressure of a timer to sort of get a lot of information in a really short period of time. Mason, I might start with you. Any questions for EarthSense about their idea?
Sure, that was epic. I love the insight on why now I love scented candles and now I'm terrified of them, which is quite interesting, because how do you, like, you have this insight now, how do you think about amplifying the product experience and sharing your story with the world so that everyone knows about what you've created?
So we're going to have advertisements about our product so we can get awareness on Facebook, YouTube, and possibly more places. And on a website, which we are currently designing, we are going to have probably an about section that tells us why we're doing it. Tells everyone why we're doing it.
Love that. Thank you.
Laura, over to you.
Yeah, I similar to Mason. I was like, what? One of the things that I really loved about your the end of your pitch was the percentage of profits that were going toward charitable institutions fighting climate change. And one of the things, and that's a pressing issue in California as well, I understand the climate change issues in Australia. What organizations, because that is actually a pretty complex market of who is doing good work in climate change and what profits, which company actually needs money, which doesn't. Have you thought about which organizations you actually want to give money to, right, that are actually doing the right work in climate change that align with your missions and your values about how to approach climate change?
Yes, we have selected 4 different charities that tackle different things. So we've got Rainforest Rescue Australia, which is tackling deforestation of rainforest. We've got Foundation for Australia's Most Endangered Species, which is helping endangered animals in Australia. We've got Australian Marine Conservation Society, which is helping our reefs and beaches, and AYCC Seed, which is helping, I think, climate change and greenhouse gases emissions and things like that.
On our label, we're going to have a QR code where you can scan just there, and you get to choose to which charity your money from that product gets to go towards. So it's personalized to the consumer.
Great, thank you.
Mike, drop. Gabby, great response, guys. Over to you.
Fantastic, and very clever name as well, by the way, guys. I had a question. 15 prototypes is really impressive. Do you have a sense on, a favorite scent and how the scents might kind of extrapolate on your story?
So we have scents that are all kind of earth-based. They're from plants or trees such as cedarwood, lavender, tea tree, and peppermint, which are the 4 we have now. We have tested all 4, and we're still perfecting the recipe to get the right amount of scent for most of them.
We're on the right track though. We have very positive feedback from friends and family members.
Yeah.
Great, thank you.
Amazing work. Round of applause, team. That was an excellent second pitch. Love the fact that you've gone through those 15 prototypes, really showing like your commitment to using feedback as fuel to get better. So excellent work. I'm super excited to invite our third team to our virtual stage, coming to us from the Gold Coast and Marymount College. We have Coco and Sammy joining us today. How are we feeling?
Good, a bit nervous.
I'm loving the setup. I like the balloons and the logo. Like, this looks great. I'm expecting my dogs, I feel like they're about to get involved in this pitch. Like, if they have any sense that this is related to them, I think we're going to see Australian Shepherds getting around this particular pitch. So all the best. Good luck. We're ready. We are ready when you are.
Man's best friend. Our fiercely loyal four-legged companions. It is undeniable wherever you go. Dogs are vital members of society, whether they are a service dog, a cattle dog, or just a pet at home. Next. Hello, my name is Hallie Wiblin, and this is Lily Leveson, and we are the co-founders of the business Coco and Sammy. As pet owners of 2 dogs, our business's namesake, we've realised there's a significant gap in the pet supply market. The lack of sustainable pet supplies, especially collars, leashes, and pet toys. Next.
According to a 2019 survey conducted by the RSPCA, 61% of Australian households own pets, with nearly 50% of these pets being dogs. When you adopt a dog, there are many items you need, including a collar, a leash, and toys. These products are normally made up of plastic or a plastic base. Next. Australia produces 2.5 million tonnes of plastic waste per year, and too much of it ends up in landfill. There are approximately 5 million adopted dogs in Australia, each needing a collar, a leash, and toys. You do the math. It adds up over time and significantly hurts the environment. Next.
As such, we have worked together and through careful research come up with a solution. Burlap fabric. Burlap fabric is 100% biodegradable, organic, chemical-free, vegan-friendly, durable, water-resistant, and most importantly, an alternate to plastic. Next.
Using burlap fabric, we have already designed our prototype of our collar, leash, and chew toy. It costs approximately $1.60 to create a collar, 50 cents to create a leash, and 40 cents to create a chew toy. The collars and leashes will be sold for $15, and the chew toys and leashes will be sold for $10. The collars have a profit margin of around $6.70, the leashes $7.25, and the chew toys $4.80. Next. In addition to minimizing plastic waste, with every product purchase, we will be donating 50% of our profits to the World Wildlife Fund. The World Wildlife Fund is an organization that is close to both of our hearts and helps combat the impact on our environment, focusing on wilderness and animal preservation. Next.
We have our prototypes ready and our website is up. Our business has an active social media presence both on Instagram and Facebook, and we have multiple offers from social media influencers to promote our products. Moreover, we have numerous people who are interested in purchasing them. All we need now is funding to begin. We are asking for $2,500 for our business. Firstly, we'll invest $300 into our initial product order, creating 100 collars, 100 leashes, and 100 chew toys. After launching our first round of products, we will invest $200 to further develop our website and purchase the domain. Utilizing an additional $1,000, we'll promote our products through social media influencers, both on Instagram and Facebook. Finally, we'll use the remaining $1,000 to continue to expand our range of products, hopefully with a wider selection of collars and leashes and a greater variety of pet toys. Next. Thank you for listening.
We're Coco and Sammy.
And your best friend deserves only the best.
Oh, team, incredible work. You just had that timing down to perfection. Well done. I'll invite our judges back to the stage. Loved your slides as well. I'm such a big fan of like a really slick slide deck gets me every time. So I really liked that element of the presentation as well. Very good work. Gabby, I'll throw to you. Questions for Coco and Sammy?
Yeah, fantastic presentation. Very neat, as Nee said. I'm also a dog lover. I'm really excited about this. What you kind of mentioned it in terms of the next products, but what do you think would be next? And yeah, please talk me through.
Well, currently we've got collars, we've got leashes, and we've got chew toys. Our collars come in small, medium, and large, and you can make it customable for an extra $5. And at the moment, we'll probably expand our products through making more colors in the collars and leashes to like have greater variety, make it more customable. And we'll probably expand our chew toy like range. At the moment, we've only got one, which is a basic knot one. Looks like this. Which my dad loves very much. He's got one at home.
Yeah, great. There's great options there for grey. Thank you.
Laura.
This is probably a very simple question. And again, as a dog lover, you know, my parents' dog eats every toy there is. Literally will eat, it's like it lasts half a day. So it's a very, very simple question. Like with respect to the burlap and watching a decade or lifetime of dogs eat toys and ingest the toys, I am curious if you've talked to a vet about dogs actually tearing apart burlap with their teeth, and also if they actually eat it. That is something dogs will do, is they eat all the stuffing, they eat everything. And so what is the impact on a dog right now, or, you know, who might actually eat some of the burlap, which I imagine, knowing Nick's dog, that probably will happen as they like to tear things apart. So I am kind of curious, what is the safety mechanism for the dogs who might actually eat the materials that you have?
We've already investigated into this. As people with two, we both have dogs, and we realized this would be a problem. First of all, the fibers that burlap fabric uses, it actually helps with the teeth and like cleaning them and strengthening them. We've also investigated if they do ingest it, it's non-toxic and will have no effect on the dog. They'll just excrete it at the other end.
Excellent. It's good for me to know too, because toys don't last long in our house either. And whenever they're left unsupervised, all of a sudden I walk back and the insides are on the outside. So that's pretty much the end product for all of our toys. Mason, over to you.
Yeah, I super impressed by the prototypes as well. We often say Blackbird, the world is divided by people who say they're going to do something and people who actually do something. So it's really awesome to see. It must have taken a lot of work. How did you think about deciding whether to go with one product to start with versus three?
Well, probably, we chose to do a wide variety of products because we thought the best way to start removing plastic waste is it doesn't help, even though it would be effective if we just sold a collar or just sold a chew toy, it's more effective if a new pet owner can buy all three of them at once, and they'll minimize plastic waste from being a dog owner completely instead of just one product.
Love that. Great answer.
Also, another thing was we were considering maybe putting everything in a kit at once, like, of course, a cardboard kit, so no sort of plastic going with that. So new dog owners to have everything in a kind of compact little space. So you've got a collar, a leash, and a toy. And you could also choose like what colors you want. This course will be an online thing, so you could like select different ones and make it up into your own little kit. And I'm not sure if we mentioned this before, but everything you see on the table right now is completely handmade, and it will continue to be handmade. And yeah, it doesn't take too long to make, but they're actually very strong, certainly with some designs.
Awesome work,
So
legends. Cool. Very, very well pitched. Love it. I'm thinking Christmas presents, like for my dogs already. Massive round of applause. Well done, Coco and Sammy. And I cannot believe it, but we have 3 pitches down with 2 to go. I mean, time flies when you're having fun. I would love to welcome our next team from Corinda State High School to our virtual stage, Envy Party. Team, how are we feeling?
Good.
Good? Nervous? Excited? Both?
A lot of emotions.
A lot of emotions. Do you know what? Sometimes that nervous energy is great, because when you bring that to your pitch, the judges can see that you really care about your idea and what you're presenting. So kind of use that nervous energy as fuel to show us how incredible your idea is. We are so excited for your pitch. So when you're ready, we're ready.
Envy Party is an environmentally friendly business that produces sustainable handmade party bags which aim to reduce plastic pollution. Next slide.
Our party time bag includes one seed envelope of seedlings and instructions, sunflower seeds or lettuce seeds, handmade biscuits that can accommodate to allergies, including lactose intolerance, one small wooden car, small sustainable bracelets, and one small scrunchie. Next slide.
Our product successfully reduced our carbon footprint by incorporating a completely plastic-free party bag and party favors. Plastic pollution is becoming an increasing issue in Australia. However, recent actions have been put in place to reduce it. For example, on September 1st, Queensland took the stand and banned plastic straws. It is encouraging to see strategies being put in place, and we would like to continue to make a change for a greener Australia.
Next slide. The toy industry is a huge contributor to plastic pollution and is the most plastic-intensive industry in the world. Statistics show the toy industry uses 40 tons of plastic for every $1 million in revenue. Scarily, 10,040,507.6 tons of plastic are dumped in the oceans and is increasing by the second. We need to make a change. Next slide.
Our products positively help the environment. However, when consumers purchase our product, they are also supporting the Friends and Me charity. We acknowledge that parties are a social event for children and also understand that children find these environments difficult, which is why it is the perfect charity to donate 10% of our profit to. Next slide.
Our product is made entirely of eco-friendly components such as cotton and wood. Our product is distinct from other goods on the market since it has a low price, a maximum of $4.50 per bag, whereas Poppy and Daisy Designs Australia, a company comparable to ours, sells their tiny eco-friendly bags for $19.95. Next slide.
As previously stated, our party bags range from prices of $4 to $4.50, dependent on the quantity purchased. Our prices were created through market research as well as comparison to our competitors, Poppy and Daisy Designs Australia, and our UK competition, Eco Party Bags. Next slide.
Our primary goals in the next 6 months, we wish to sell 120 bags and gain a profit between $480 and $540. In 1 year, we wish to sell 240 bags and make a profit between $960 to $1,080. Next slide. Finally, our immediate startup costs are $53.72 to produce one bag. Therefore, if we reach half our target in 6 months, we require $3,223.20. Next slide.
We have learned many different skills and qualities through this experience and starting our own business, including leadership, problem solving, and communication. We can't wait to continue this journey together.
Thank you for listening to our pitch and stay updated on our Instagram page at @envyparty_.
Thank you.
Well done, team. I also love the little Instagram shout out at the end. So everybody, if you're watching right now, pull out your phones, give these guys a follow. They're at the beginning of what I know is going to be a really incredible journey. I'll invite our judges back to the virtual stage so that they can pepper you with some questions around your idea. Laura, I might start with you.
Thank you. Really, really exciting. I just have to say, I love how explicit you are with your scale of like, we will have this number and this is how much money. I just think that you've done a lot of thinking on the math of the business model, if you will, of how much money you're going to make on this. I really appreciate your specificity on that. This is a pretty simple question. What is the age market for this particular product, and who was the actual audience that you envision actually buying this product?
Yeah, that's a great question. So our target market is parents with young children. So our party bags are really versatile. They can come in all different designs. And so it can be a birthday party or it can be a cultural celebration. So our target market really is younger children that we are and parents that we are advertising to.
Perfect. Mason, over to you.
Wow, guys, that was really epic. I just want to learn how you discovered the problem and why you're starting this business.
Well, when I was growing up, I have 2 siblings. So we often, well, not often, we went to birthday parties and then we would come home with like these kind of single-use plastic party bags with like sugar-filled lollies and just like plastic toys that you might use for a while, but then just get bored of. So then you would just like throw it out. So this is what really inspired us to, make a change, because even though it might seem small, like you'll actually be surprised of how much a difference it can make.
So good. Thank you.
Incredible work. And last but certainly not least, Gabby, questions for MV Party.
Thank you. I mean, I was astonished by the size of the problem regarding toys and plastics. So, you know, very admirable that you're looking at this. I'd love to learn a little bit more about, it's been a little while since I received a party bag myself. Learn a little bit more about.
Sadly, I think.
I know.
Can I just, like, there's a little part of me that's sad that it's been that long.
I know, but I suspect, I mean, I think what you've just said to Laura around target markets makes a lot of sense. And I think I'm probably heading into that next stage. But I'd love to learn a little bit more about how you decide what should go into the bags and how much kind of consumer testing you've done on this.
Yeah, of course. Would you like to see our prototype?
I would love to.
Okay, so here, what I'm holding up to you right now.
Oh, I went to the wrong camera.
So these are seed envelopes. So inside they have seeds. On the front, you can see this is our logo, and on the back is just a sticker sealing them. So you can open them and you can pull those seeds out. Next, this is a model of a car that we designed. So you can see on the front, it's like this, and it rolls perfectly. And then next is also some scrunchies. These are completely plastic free and can come in many different designs. We also use them from recycled materials, so it's not single use and it can help the environment even more. Our bags as well. So we have them designed, they're just not here right now. They come in two different shapes. So you have one is a tote bag design and one is more of a scrunch design. So you can pull the string like this and it'll close it up. And that's basically.
The way we also decided of like how to put some of the items in the bags is we did a bit of market research. So before we actually decided what to put in them, we took a survey of people of all different ages. So like younger children, parents of younger children, etc., of like family and friends and teachers who could just like help us decide what would actually be the best, what people actually wanted to see in bags.
Fantastic. Looks like you've done the research. Thank you.
Excellent work, team. You can have a little bit of a breather now. Well done. Excellent work on facing the tough questions from the judges, and fantastic that we got to see those prototypes in a little bit more detail as well. I cannot believe it, but we have one team left to pitch for today. And this team from Fairholme College, up the range, we've got Cap Studio. How are you feeling?
Nervous.
You know what, as I said to the other team, sometimes that nervous energy is good because it shows the judges that you really care about your idea. And I know this one is really important to you, and I think is really going to hit home for lots of people that are watching. So we're ready when you are.
Okay. Firstly, can I please ask that everyone clap in time with me just through their screens? Next. Each clap was a kilo of clothing sent to landfills by a single Australian annually. So to acknowledge the total mass of clothing entering landfills each year due to Australians alone, we would be clapping for 155,197 days. This is the result of overconsumption, unsustainable materials, and rapid trend cycles. However, it doesn't even acknowledge excess production, factory seconds, and cutting room scraps, or the number of casualties and unfair wages occurring in workplaces. Cap Studio would produce rental capsule wardrobes consisting of 20 pieces, which utilize completely recycled materials. Next. By employing innovative techniques such as those shown, I will create original and elevated designs. Next. Clients will reach us through our online website or Depop. Next. Capsule wardrobes are a set circle of clothes which can be worn harmoniously. However, our monthly subscriptions allow client style to be fluid, whilst ensuring that when a piece becomes outdated or damaged, they will be responsibly recycled. Further, Cap Studio's designs are cohesive, yet step beyond the generic white t-shirt. Moreover, my business provides better value against existing rental boutiques such as CC Dress Hire, who charge a quarter of a piece's initial price for a single wear. In comparison, we charge a quarter for a whole month. Finally, our pieces utilize pre-existing materials which are individually sourced for each project. Next. I will launch my business with $5,000, which will be invested in the creation of our online website and materials to produce one style of wardrobe in sizes 6 to 14. I will make one new style of wardrobe each month. Next. After a year, I plan to invest in professional sewing, pattern making, and grading, increasing the price per wardrobe. A wardrobe will then be released every 4 months. Next. All profit will be put straight back into my business, enabling me to meet my goals for the future, to expand my sizing, make personally styled wardrobes, as well as 10-piece statement wardrobes. Next. Thank you.
Oh, nailed it. I love the logo too. I think it looks so great. So I love that it's behind you. I love the slide with the logo. It looks so good. And I know that this is a problem for lots of people with their wardrobes, is how that they keep them current without actually contributing to this like fast fashion that we know is a huge issue. So love the problem that you've nailed. Our judges are here for our final round of questions. Mason, I might kick off with you.
Awesome work. Loved it. I was blown away by the speed at which you want to release new designs and new wardrobes once a month. I would feel fresh, very fresh, if I had a new wardrobe every month. How do you think about that idea generation, the creativity behind sustaining that over a 12-month period? Do you have a design process?
Well, I've already come up with some designs and some little wardrobes, and in the first year I would be just making it myself, and I've also got a couple of friends who could help me, and then in the next year then I'd go towards professional help with stuff like that, just to make the quality a lot better. But I've thought of a lot of techniques and stuff that I can use to make each of the pieces original and exciting. So I've got quilting scraps, using prints and free stitching. What else do I have? I've got using polyvinyl to make textiles, and just sort of recycling recycled plastic bags, and even just going to
I love that.
getting stuff.
That's so good. Usually at Blackbird, the pitch deck is a really good indicator on how they think about design. And I loved your pitch deck, and I love the logo. And I have complete conviction you'll be an incredible designer.
Well done. Laura, over to you.
I love the logo. Someone who gets obsessed with fonts. I really love the visual design. I also think you really tapped into an area that I think is really on the cutting edge, which is clothing and recycled clothing, and where materials come from, and how we overuse, clothing, and if you will, this fast, as Nick said, fast fashion. When I am kind of curious, as someone who has experienced fashion delivered to my house in a box, that market, if you will, how are you thinking about, leaning off of Mason's question, testing folks who like the fashion, knowing that when I've received a box, only 2 of the items actually fit, and I have to send all of it back. So what is your thought process on how you actually get to, a 10-piece wardrobe with almost even one person, knowing that, sizes and people are just radically different? How are you going to make sure that your vision for their wardrobe and their vision for their wardrobe and size actually lines up in the same format? What's your thought on meeting the user's physical right? Needs, as well as their fashion needs. What's your thinking on that?
Well, my goal was to have like personally styled wardrobes, so they'd be able to book a consultation, and then I just talk to them about like what they like and their sizing and what flatters them. But obviously, to make that feasible and to have enough clothes to do that, I need to start by just making sort of set wardrobes. But my goal would be to have the personally styled wardrobes.
Great work. Gabby, over to you.
Yeah, thank you. I think that was really well articulated, and your passion for the issue really comes out. So congratulations. I want to ask you a little bit more about the target market. Do you kind of see this as, in terms of gender backgrounds, age, any more detail there about what you're thinking?
Well, I think that I would probably lean more towards women's clothing, but obviously a lot of the stuff would be gender neutral and anyone can wear anything. But also my target market age-wise would probably be like 20s, 30s, or just anyone who's interested. Yeah.
Epic work. Congratulations. Very good work. Round of applause for our final pitch for today's semis, or this sessions of semis. Now, this is the fun part for me, less fun for our judges. They have the incredibly difficult task of having to make a decision about our winner, our runner-up. So we're going to send them away and say goodbye for a few minutes while they do the tough job of picking a winner in what was a very competitive field of pitches for semi-final one for today. Now, whilst they are deliberating, you have a job if you're watching, and that's to pick your favourite pitch from today. Remembering that the winner of the people's vote has a second chance draw option to make it through to our grand final. So every vote counts. And we really noticed on Monday that the difference between the winners was sometimes just a handful of votes. So I'm releasing the way for you to get there now. The link is on your screen. Feel free to snap that QR code or pop that link in your browser. We're going to open up the judging for the voting, while the judges deliberate for about 5 minutes. We'll put some music on, and we'll see you back in about 5 minutes with our judges and their decisions, as well as the people's vote winner as well. So get voting and share the link with people that need to be voting for your favorite team as well. We'll see you back really soon. Welcome back, everybody. This is the fun part for everyone, I think, to hear how our judges possibly deliberated on what was the craziest field, I think, of finalists we've had. I'll invite all of our judges back on screen, and Mason, I hear you're the spokesperson for the crew and delivering the news. Now, maybe kick off with the runner-up and the decision around that, and then the semi-final winner. And in the meantime, I know we're tallying the votes in the background about the people's vote winner as well. But I genuinely don't know how you did it. Like, all the pitches have been outstanding, but that particular field, the slide decks and the concepts were just slick. Like, there was a level of professionalism. And I think when we consider that these young people are 14 and 15, it's pretty astounding. I know I've been to pitch events for entrepreneurs and not seen slide decks as slick as that. So tell us about how the conversation went in the background.
It was so tough. The creativity, the inspiration to change the world, the relentless product building speed that you all showed with incredible prototypes. It made it really, really hard, and it was super close. And for us, the runner-up was EarthSense.
Well done, EarthSense.
Massive congratulations. We just...
Yay!
You can talk, guys.
Thank you.
We just felt that your connection to the problem, how many prototypes you've built, the unique insight around why you're building this company was really inspirational for us, and we love that element. And of course, the impact answer at the end was incredible. And I would definitely buy it, and I'm sure the others would as well. So congratulations on runners up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations, team. Oh, Mason, the tough decision of then splitting the remaining teams. How did you go?
I mean, I think we were told it was 5 minutes. It felt like 30 seconds. It was really hard, but for us, the winner was Coco and Sammy.
Yay! Well done, Coco and Sammy.
Thank you.
Big congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
In similar vein, we thought we loved your story on both of your dogs and how that inspired you to build that life cycle product for pet owners all around the world, and how much detail you thought about the product and whether dogs could eat it or not, whether it was safe and the impact that would have. So we thought it was really polished, and you both did a great job as well. So congrats.
Thank you.
Congratulations, team. What an incredible final. Congratulations to our winners, our runner-ups. I'm super excited to announce that the winner of the People's Vote from today, storming home at the end in the number of votes, was Envy Party. So congratulations to Envy Party for taking home the People's Vote for today. Excellent work. We can hear you guys cheering, which is awesome. Obviously, you really rallied your supporters around. Congratulations, girls. Rallied your people behind you and took home the People's Vote for today. So excellent work. And look, that was an hour of power. And so to kind of close off today, I just want to say a huge thank you to our teams and our teachers, because obviously opportunities like this don't happen with educators in the background making this kind of thing possible. So to all of the teachers that navigated the tech to be able to Zoom in today and make today's semi-final possible, thank you. You were outstanding, as were your young people. To our three judges, thank you for carving out an hour of your time to honour our young people with your expertise and your questions and your enthusiasm and support. It matters a lot to us that we have that connection between industry and education. And so to bring you here to show our young people that what they're doing matters outside of their schools is something that's incredibly important to the process. So thank you for your time and for honouring us and our young people with your expertise. We really appreciate it. Oh, and for everybody playing at home, we have 3 more of these today, which means you can just stick around and keep watching, because in 30 minutes time, we're going to jump into semi-final two, and we're going to do this all again. And if you love what we're doing and you want to see our teams pitch in the grand final, we have opened up tickets for our national grand final on the 23rd of November. This will be a hybrid event. So if you're joining us from anywhere in the world, you can jump in virtually and watch the event. So please register for a virtual ticket. Or if you're located near Brisbane, we'd love to see you in person at the event, cheering on our teams as they pitch for the funding and support to launch their businesses into the real world. So thank you for joining us. Join us again in half an hour, and we really appreciate you being here to support our young people bend the future one youth-led idea at a time.